Hi everyone, thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. This is Veroosh and this is your reading for the next 5 days or so. I decided to do this reading because I'm looking at the astrology and it's going to be a wild ride. Think of like getting on a mechanical bull and getting thrown and tossed around a little. This energy is going to be good overall, and I hope that it's going to bring some push. Last night, for whatever reason, actually I know I had a little too much caffeine in the afternoon, and so I wasn't able to sleep at night. I woke up in the middle of the night and I heard headlines, one after the other, intense headlines about what was going on around the world. 3 people shot in the Chinese-Indian border conflict. Wow, are they going to war? That's what was on my mind. Of course, what's happening in the United States is weighing on us all, and our prayers are with all the people that are losing their lives in that conflict. Then we have the issue in China. They're saying that there's a new emergence of COVID in Beijing, and that they called it extremely severe. I read into that a little bit more, and they said that the reason they're calling it extremely severe is that this strain is more contagious. So there's just a lot going on, and it's not all bad because in England they have found a steroid that actually reduces the mortality rate of patients on ventilators by 30%. So that's some really good news. It means that it will be manageable in the long in time, right? I don't want to get into everything too much, but that's not really where I wanted to go with this video, but I have to acknowledge that these crazy energies have already picked up. I really believe that in all this energy, we're going to find some really beautiful outcomes for ourselves personally and for each other. So I think that this is going to be a transformation for the better. Astrologically, the transits right now are going to be really creating some portals. So portals are points of ascension when we can ascend. And once again, I feel like I'm ascending. I'm very, I don't know, in that one of those moods where I feel like I'm about to receive some very intense energy, and I'm thankful for it, but it's almost like I don't know what it's going to be about. I wanted to ask before we get into it, do you guys want me to show you the astrology for every single sign? You guys live in chat, let me know if we're going to do it that way. So I'm just going to show you guys what's happening over the next 6 days collectively. And then if you guys want me to kind of point it out a little bit for you guys for each sign, I can do that as well. I'm going to go into detail day by day because it's going to be too much information in one video to say it right now. So if you are interested, you can follow me on Twitter at dailyish, #dailyish, or on my Instagram, and I will try to provide you guys with up-to-the-date information as it's happening in those platforms so that kind of get the point across at the right time, okay? I think people live in chat are interested in seeing the astrology for every single sign, so we'll work it in a little bit, and let me know if somebody can keep track of the order as usual. So let's just talk about the astrology just a little bit right now so that when you're following me on Twitter or on Instagram, you can know what I'm kind of referring to. The area that we're talking about is right here. So everything between about the last degrees of Gemini and the mid degrees of Cancer, there's a lot going on there right now. And it's a lot of turbulent water, lots of pushing and shoving. The energies are very strong right now. The sun is creating a conjunction with the North Node, and Mercury's going station and about to go retrograde in Cancer just tomorrow. So there's a lot of variable energies. Furthermore, I'm not going to focus on this today, but Mars is actually forming a very powerful aspect to Jupiter and Pluto. It's called a sextile. Mars is in Pisces, forming a sextile to Jupiter and Pluto conjunct in Capricorn. So again, like portal energy opening up, things pushing through. And as we've seen in these like news events, world events, some of it is very kind of stark and scary and intense. But I think that we should focus on things. Those are the things that are already put into play. That's how I'll describe it. They're already happening, and there's very little that we can do about them now that they have begun. We just have to, in some way, be patient and hope for the best outcome for everybody. But I think with this energy, you need to stay aware of, I'm talking about this energy between Pluto and Mars, and also the North Node with the Sun. You need to stay aware of what's going on in the world. You shouldn't just, tune out. As Timothy Leary would say, you shouldn't really just tune out and disconnect. You don't want to turn a blind eye to what's going on in the world around you on a practical level. But there is this very, very intense energy that is going to be giving you a lot of messages about ascension, about where to go, about growth, and the potential. And I want this reading to be on that level. This reading is all about growth and the potential of you as a person. If you are committed to helping other people, if you are committed to growing with your community and just having that positive effect on the people around you, my readings only really transcend well to people like that, conscious people who are not just for show or for likes, trying to say the woke things, but people who actually privately consider what's going on and how their behavior is affecting the world around them, and people who are very conscious like that, like people who are into this stuff. Even if you're just got into this is fine, but like people who have this in their heart, this good, maybe not always perfect, but always with the good intentions, right? So this energy is very good for you if you have good intentions for the world, if you have good hope for people around you, if you wish for the well-being of others, and you're very perplexed by circumstances that are, just overwhelming, or the dark things that are going on in the world. You're being woken up by the universe to connect with this message. It's, for every single action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. And I think that's the best way to kind of emphasize what you may be feeling right now on a collective, because there are very dark, bad things happening in the world. And so all of us who represent the good, we are the counterbalance. So at this time, you might be feeling like sensations in your body or sensations in your mind, because we're heading into this new moon eclipse. We have this Mercury retrograde going on. Did I close the chart? We have Mercury retrograde going on. We have the Sun with the North Node, which is always epic. It only happens one time a year, so it's just such a powerful aspect. And then Mars and Pluto in aspect with Jupiter in Capricorn. So there's just a lot of things going on. Neptune's about to go retrograde on Tuesday as well. That's a little bit past our schedule, and Venus is about to go direct, so she's about to just go flying right straight into Cancer next week on the 24th. So you're connecting with these energies to bring about good for all the bad that's going on. And the biggest challenge, or the biggest downfall of everything could be, is if you didn't listen to your instincts to bring good into the world, because you are the counterbalance. You who care, you who are emotionally triggered by this on a profound level, you are the counterbalance for all the bad, and you must not fall asleep to that. You must wake up, and you must really stand in your truth now in whatever's happening in your life. So I hope this reading helps you on that level, okay? So, and I'm so thankful that I'm, in a position to do this for you guys. So I wish you guys all the best, and yeah, let's talk about more as we go along. Okay, so first sign is Virgo. Hey Virgos, Sun, Moon, and Rising Virgos. Let's see. I don't know if I have all. It's okay. So we have, let's see, Virgos. I'm going to show you guys the astrology because you guys asked for it. It's going to be just a little bit, because we don't want to make this really long. But Virgo, a lot of this action that is going on in your 10th house of career and into your social networks. The message that I got for you guys on Instagram, I just happened to remember, is like, you choose what you see. So if you see something negative, low vibration, you know, don't necessarily turn away from it. Don't ignore those things. But ultimately, it is what you focus on that you sort of reinforce at this time. And so as you may see difficult things, try to see beautiful things as well to counterbalance all the dark things. Practice your gratitude. Practice identifying in the world things that inspire, things that elevate your energy, or try to be that force of good for the people around you. Okay, so messages of ascension or changes, shifts, transformations in the next 5 days. Let's see. Osho Zen Tarot, because when things get kind of crazy, you know, we just need Osho. So we have morality, the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Projections, Seven of Water. Okay, so and the mind. So there's been a lot of untruths being said, Virgo. There's been a lot of things that there's been people who have been saying untruths that have confused your mind, and it is this time at which you are starting to see some of the things. You've swallowed some of the poison, Virgo, and so now you're going to feel uncomfort over the next several days. That discomfort is you realizing that you have swallowed, you know, the bite the apple, swallowed the poison, and now you have to basically, I don't want to say the word, but you have to process that and get it out of you, right? So you're going to be coming into awareness over the next several days of some of the bad things that you have accepted and that you have internalized. And as you become aware of them, you will become free. Now, here's a bit of a love message for you guys. We have the Two of Cups, Venus in Cancer, and then we have the Victory card. So this is more of a love signature vibration thing. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. So Virgo, I feel as though there could be someone around you who loves you, or someone who you love quite a bit. There could be that vibration. But I also feel as though the main focus is on what you're going to bring in, what you're going to create at this time, which is going to be a signature of who you are. So you're in some way representing what you represent. What you're going to be showing, sorry for the redundancy, you're going to be showing to others what you represent through what you make, through what you do. And that is going to be, you know, when they say sigils, when you make sigils, this is going to be like a performative sigil, like something that you're creating and manifesting, you know, through your actions and through your deeds. So, you know, the two things, this was really intense. You realize that you have accepted, internalized some really toxic stuff that someone has said, and you're going to be coming into awareness about that and getting rid of it. That's really good. And so the truth is going to come out for you a little bit, Virgo. Okay. Probably a lot with that North Node. North Node with Sun and Gemini, that's a square to you, Virgo, square to your transit, so that's profound. That's always the more kind of intense energy, you know? Yeah. So Aquarius is next. From what I remember on Instagram, you guys got the resilience of your circumstances, like a frostbite in a snowstorm, right? The frostbitten nose in a snowstorm. And so it doesn't feel good to have frostbite, but you're still tough it out, and soon you're gonna get inside, and it's gonna get warmer, and it's gonna get better. And so for you too, Aquarius, things are going to become, you know, there could be pins and needles right now. In fact, my foot feels pins and needles, so I'm guessing this is for you. You could be feeling a certain degree of just having processed a lot of pressure yourself, Aquarius. You may be feeling otherworldly from the circumstances you have been put in and the things that you have gone through. Let's take a look at your chart together just so we overview it a little bit. So for you, a lot of this is happening in your 5th house and your 6th house. Your 5th house represents the desire of where you want to go. You've been very much pushing forward with your desire, which is a time in life when we make big changes in our lives and we find ourselves in places and situations, circumstances with people that are off the beaten track, because if we're not going exactly down the path that we wanted to, or that is our true desire, when there's transits like the North Node and the Sun in the 5th house, we start making shifts and turns to get ourselves closer to where we are going. And then there's also transits, a lot of transits to do with your 6th house. You know, go back to the drawing board, take a look at things. Some of the discomfort you could be feeling, Aquarius, has to do with the fact that you know, maybe some of the ways that you've gone about doing things have to be amended a little bit. That's not a bad thing. It's just shift those things and a lot of good will come from it. And then, of course, I didn't really talk about this, but there's some financial matters that are going on behind the scene. This is the time for you to make your move on that, so you know what that is all about. But whatever financial matters are happening behind the scene, it's a really good idea for you to, you know, make some changes or make some inroads in that. Let's look at your cards. So we have the 8 of Wands. Let's see, 8 of Wands and the Lovers. There's something calling you your name, and I've been feeling that for you guys for a while. And then we have, again, same as Virgo, the Knight of Swords. Very, very quick action. We're going to see a lot of air cards come through because of the North Node with the Sun. And so I feel like you will be taking a quick action and making quick changes in direction. It's almost like a homing pigeon. There's going to be something inside of you that is going to be shifting things around and changing things and making you go this way and that way. So I'm not sure exactly if this is, I have a feeling that it's not going to be a quick answer. I don't feel like you're going to make a choice and be right on the money with where you've gone, but I think that the act of searching is going to really find you in the right place ultimately. Let's take a look at the next card. We have the 2 of Wands. This is more of a love message. Okay, information comes into you that gains awareness about somebody else's feelings. It's different than what you thought. You've been thinking one way about the way someone felt, but I think it's going to become apparent to you that there's going to be that it isn't what you thought, how they felt about you. And we have the 8 of Cups. And so with the 8 of Cups, I feel like you need some time alone to keep doing with what you're doing. The one little thing is that I feel like you may have a predisposition to get distracted because you're still figuring out where you're going to go. So be careful for exterior influences on you at this time as you're going in it and trying to figure out, especially in relationships, what's going on or which way things are going or which way the things are developing. Okay, so here. We have a little friend here. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Okay, so thanks, Aquarius. And yep, let's see the next sign. So we have Cancer next. We haven't heard one of those ambulances in a minute, huh? That's an actual ambulance. Before it was. So we have Cancer next. Hi, Cancer. I don't remember your guys' message, so let's just get into the chart. Cancer's energy, this is what I'll get for Cancer's energy over the next 5 days, generally what I'm noticing. Cancer energy has a lot to do with being assertive, and you guys are coming through as very, very assertive. The assertive side of your personality cannot be hidden. The strength of your personality cannot be hidden. Oh, that was your message for Instagram. Instagram message was all about the true feelings, bravery being in the true feelings coming to light. So there's definitely, I see you as very much kind of sharing some personal feelings that may feel uncomfortable or maybe not easy to say or acknowledge. I feel as though for some of you, this will be kept in secret though. So it may not actually be, it will be transformative in the essence that you will be letting someone in on your secret of your feelings, but I don't feel that necessarily anything will happen based on that, but there's an acknowledgement there of true feelings, and I feel like that feels very like a strong confirmation, and it has something to do with values. It has telling someone else how you feel about them based on values, telling someone the truth no matter what the outside circumstances of the situation are, in a positive light. Or maybe someone is doing that with you, Cancer. So you have Mercury retrograde in your first house. This is happening tomorrow. You're already feeling the effects of this. This is the strongest aspect of this transit for you now. I feel as though things that were unspoken before, now you're going to feel the real need to speak to in a positive light. Like tell someone who you care about them, who you were not able to tell them before, or who you backed out of telling them before, being more very assertive energy for you, Cancer. And then also the sun just on the cusp, the eclipse is at 0 degrees, Cancer, so you guys really want to be gentle with yourselves. With that new moon, you're going to be pushed towards some kind of new direction. I heard someone say that it's a negative thing, and I know that kind of, one says it's like a game of telephone. One person says it and then everyone copies. So let me just tell you right now, because I know you guys internalize this stuff a lot, Cancer. This eclipse, leading up to the eclipse, is the dark side, right? But that the powerful moment of the eclipse is when the sun comes through, right? Like when the eclipse ends and like that first light comes in, that first light is very, very powerful. And it's that side of the eclipse. It's that reset and then recharge and push through. Now, of course, the moon doesn't obscure the entire sun, but there is this kind of like that is the shift. And so for you, this new moon eclipse is insanely powerful, one of the most powerful new moons that you'll have in your lifetime, and just embrace it. And I think that you're being pushed towards certain things, like you're being challenged to confront certain things, and if you really want it, then you go for it. And then if you say it really bold and proud, then you might just get it. You might just get your message across, okay? Okay, so here is the next message. We have Venus in Virgo, the ripeness. Something's very, very ready for you. How do you say this? Like a situation has ripened to its fullest, or something has really, like you feel like there's no questions about whether to move forward with this situation or not. And then we have the Queen of Wands, and then we have the politics, 7 of Swords. There's something happening, and I feel like it's an interpersonal situation that in some way is obscuring the dynamics of how it's happening. So something's very much set and ready to go, but there is a interpersonal relationship issue or communication issue between you and someone else involved, and I feel like there is things to work out in that situation. How do you say this? It's like there's definitely some kind of how do you say, formalities that have to happen before you go for it. But I think that possibly this has been ongoing for some time, and now you are recognizing it, Cancer, so that's a good thing. Love message. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Something new is being born. Many of you are very, if you want children, or if you want to have kids, this is the time when something could be happening for you and your partner. And then we have the Three of Cups, or something new being brought in very quickly. There will be kind of interaction with people that will yield like a forthcoming event where people are interacting with each other, socializing. Out of the blue, there will be connections. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. You're going to need some time. You're going to be thinking in the back of your mind, kind of trying to troubleshoot how to resolve this issue. There's an issue between, it's not like a bad issue, it's just in order to move forward with something that's ready to go, you have to in some way rightfully resolve something with someone else, and you're very much focused on that, and that's a good thing that you're focusing on it. And that might take you away from a celebration, from being able to relax in the situation, because you'll be focusing on how to figure it out. And that's very important that you sort it out. You're getting an opportunity to resolve your partnerships. You're getting an opportunity to get things straightened out. So don't back up off of that energy, okay? So next sign, Leo. Hi, Leo. Sun, moon, and rising. Leo, meow, meow. The Leo crew. Let's go. Let's go, Leos. I am going to do your guys' reading today. It's just every single time, it's just there's something like to do with world politics or a download. It's been very intense, and I want to get that North Node video right for you guys. I feel good today to do it. Your next 5 days are really focused on the 12th and the 11th house. The 12th house is the subconscious. 11 is friendship and good luck. Very lucky time for you, Leo. Your message on Instagram had something to do with like how laughter covers up your true intentions of love. And I wasn't really looking at the astrology when I did those fortunes, so it's funny to see how it actually coincides with the 12th house. So I do feel like there's like a, there's an element of secret admiration here. Somebody trying to make someone else laugh just to kind of dance around the fact that they have deeper feelings for them. Also kind of reaching out towards others and bonding and that kind of thing. So your life should be focusing on the social realm. And also, you have a predisposition to change what you're doing if what you're doing is not right. So we have, so we have the Princess of Pentacles slowing down. Just to get yourself oriented, Seven of Wands. Okay. I think that very minimizing the influences that are upon you, because there is definitely minimizing how many things you're doing, because you're going to be very much kind of trying to isolate and figure out something at this time. So you're going to be canceling appointments, or possibly, doing less at this time, because there is something that you need to focus on. That rule that like when things like are very, very busy, you might have to focus on 3 things. Like pick 3 things and focus on them right now. 3 of Cups and celebration. And friends are going to be trying to gain your attention. So I see a conflict here for you, Leo. You're going to really want the desire to focus on something in your life at this time, but your friends are going to be reaching out to you. And I can't tell you which way is the right path. That's like a karmic decision with the North Node and the Sun being together here. You need to decide. It's like choose your own adventure, right? You're literally choosing the proportions in which you're going to be by yourself to figure something out, minimizing how much you're doing so you can focus on what you need to do, and friends that are reaching out to you to spend time with you. Love message. We have okay, so some of you guys are working through, Mars is in the 8th house. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. And Neptune's going retrograde in the 8th house. That's, Mr. Deville kind of intimacy, and especially the unhealthy sides of intimacy. So if you have some unhealthy patterns to do with your intimate life, especially like a focus on, I don't want to say that word, but like adult entertainment, or in an unhealthy way, or some kind of fixation to a certain degree, or maybe some types of uncomfortable or unhealthy thoughts about intimacy, you might be really feeling a need to kind of work through that. It's all connected to your self-esteem. And so it's going to be through that lens that you're saying, I'm more healthy now. I can let these things go. This isn't a part of me anymore. So you're really in that getting healthy and finding a better path. So whatever your barriers to intimacy, I think you're really ready to confront them. And I think that that's a part of the reason why you don't want external influence, because you want to figure out, you're like a new baby born, and then someone's coming your way. I don't know if it's going to be in the next 5 days. Knight of Wands, Sag, Leo, or Aries, secondary transits in fire as well, so very fiery person. Someone's coming in. I think that the moment you're in a shift in terms of love, and I feel like you're really cleaning house in your area of your intimacy, and the moment that you do that, I think you're going to either experience like a new love or a new challenge, to challenge how thoroughly you have cleaned your house, how thoroughly you have addressed the issue. But I don't think you have anything to worry about. I think that this is a healthy thing that helps you progress from your old ways, the unhealthy ways, to better ways. Okay? Okay. So now let's take a look at the next sign. We have Sag. Hey Sag, how's it going? I don't remember your message from Instagram, and yours was the last one. It was really good though. I got really poetic in the last one, so you can go check it out on Instagram if you want. Let's take a look at your messages. Okay, so your massive set of shifts are happening in the 7th house and into the 8th house. And so for you, the big theme is endings, closures to things that have been opened, things that have been started. I feel like for Sag, a big message also has to do with like altruism and genuineness, and really getting in touch with like who you truly are or what you truly want to be. And it has to be that honesty piece has to be a part of the equation, because right now the karma is deep. I mean, it's in your south node. Karma is in the 1st house. You can't avoid it, right? And the direct consequences will be expressed through the people who are closest to you in your life, your partner, your lover, your wife, or your husband. So, you know, how you are is going to be mirrored back by the people that you're closest to. And so at this time, I feel like over the next 5 days, it's like we have opportunities to change, cleanse, and clear, and become more authentic, or reinforce the authenticity with which you've been living your life. Okay, so let's see messages for Sag with the tarot. So we have the 8 of Cups, letting go of, yeah, I really feel strongly, Sag, letting go an aspect of who they were. Like the inauthentic side, and I'm not calling you out because we all have inauthentic qualities to our personalities and our being. But I think that the more authentic that you step in, the more truthful that you will be, the more your heart will be healed and the world around you. We have the 2 of, you have a hard time letting go. You have some attachments in that area, 2 of Swords. It's hard for you to let it go. I think that probably you have some positive benefits, like many of us do, from attachment to dishonesty or dishonest things. Like it's just easier for you to, it is sometimes like we get conditioned to have little white lies around us because they're in our favor. But I feel like very much you're getting confronted with the fact that that can't be a part of your life if you want to live in this ascended, healthy space, you know? And then you have the 5 of Swords. Very, very direct confrontation, Sag. I feel direct confrontation with who you are. It's like you're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. And if you're not going to do it, it's going to be another cycle all over again. And if you're going to do it, it's like a whole new world. So you're getting called out here a little bit by the cards. And I feel like I think that your actions and your behaviors are going to, like, you have an opportunity here to clear your karma in a big way, and that's by changing your present. I just deleted the story, but it said there was like a little guy, and he's like, I'm so sad about the past, and a little heart was pulling him forward, and it said, you can't change the past, but what you do right now will change the future. And I think that that is like a strong message, like what you do in the present will change your future. So focus on that instead of the past. Love messages for Sag. So again, a lot of people are getting people coming back in. Venus is still retrograde until the 24th. So there's this kind of like, you know, closure, let's see each other again, those kinds of things. For Leo, I remember it came up as like a distraction, and I think for you as well, I feel like in some way we want to be with each other, but in some ways we're all answering such big questions. And so when we're answering big questions and we're concentrating really hard, it's sort of hard to have outside influences around, because they can distract from that focus and concentration. And then we have the Justice card, balance and order, fairness. It's all about, it's like I said, reverberation straight through your partnership house. So this one's really connected between this line and this line. What you do is going to be mirrored directly by your partner or the people who are closest to you, especially on a romantic level. And then we have the Queen of Swords. So I do believe you are going to identify these things, very similar to Virgo, identify certain things, and you're going to have to go a certain path by choosing who you are, what you choose to be like. If you're truly authentic with what you say and what you do, are they in alignment, and move forward in that direction, right? So it's a confrontation on a spiritual level for you, Sag, and it's there so that you can ascend, so that you can understand, so that you can not just speak empty words, but actually do what you're saying, you know, like truly understand it. Okay, next message. Cancer, we did, right? Is somebody, Scorpio, we haven't done. This is the part where I sometimes start getting confused about which sign. Scorpio's message, oh wow, Scorpio's message was kind of lit. It sent me off on like on a trip into the cosmos. It was all about basically how essentially it was kind of like an existential message about essentially that there is, I think what it was trying to say on a practical level, Scorpio, to not be so entangled with the physical manifestations of what time brings, and release that into nothing, because essentially it's all relative and it's all kind of based on the position from which you're seeing, the position from which you're observing what's going on. So it's all subjective, and it's all regarding the point and the context of what you're seeing, from where you're seeing what you're seeing or what you're experiencing. So essentially, I think for what's going on for you is there's a decrease in the pressure on you to respond, and on you to in some way be responsible to the things that are happening around you, so you can take like a breath and know that you don't need to focus and control the little details that are happening in your life, and they are not going to be towers crashing around you. There's going to be beautiful outcomes to the things that are happening around you. You are going to be able to kind of break free and go free in a new direction, and explore that space now of like being disconnected from the consequences of things, or all those pressures that are kind of down on you and so hard for you to feel like you're free. Essentially, you're going to be free through this transit, and that happens with the North Node and the Sun. It's reminding you that you're essentially free, that even though you're so loyal and committed, now it's coming out. This was a hard one. Now that it is like the things that you're so loyal to, that you're so bound by in your loyalty, it's like the things that you're so loyal to, that you are so bound by in your loyalty, they're still there, but you can still also be free and loyal to yourself, to the nothing, like to anything that's possible. And I think that with Mercury retrograde, you're going to be getting an opportunity to rethink some things about who you are and what you're bound to and what you're responsible to, and you'll experience a sense of freedom. Okay, so here is the next message. We have friendliness, the Two of Water, or the Two of Cups, friendship, and the Devil card, conditioning, the Lion. We always know the Wolf, and then we have the Innocence, which is the Sun in this card. I feel as though, see, that's the conditioning, is like the loyalty and the shoulds and the have-tos and all the things that you've said, all the contracts you've signed, all the different things that you're bound to. And this is reminding you, and I think this time is reminding you that there's a world outside of those things. And I think you said, okay, I'm responsible to A, B, C, and D, and you're focusing on these four things so intensely that you're failing to see the world around you, Scorpio, and this transit is going to help you look outside of that and sense freedom. Because I think that in your commitments and in your loyalties, there's a lack of freedom that you impose upon yourself, and it's saying there's like happiness and the Sun, there's energy outside of that you're refusing to open up to because you're bound to your responsibilities and loyalties, and you're going to see a little bit outside of that so you can make your decisions about what to do with that information. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, change of transformation, and then Page of Wands, Sag, Leo, or Aries, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, and the Three of Pentacles. There's going to be a shift that's happening for you. For many of you, I feel like this is your child or a child that you are responsible to. And I feel like your responsibility to your children may be one of these driving forces in your life. But I have a feeling that there's going to be a shift in your work or career that's going to help you to start beginning to go in a different direction. And I think that over the next 5 days, you're going to be seeing something to do with that. Okay? It's with Mercury retrograde in the 9th house, Scorpio, and this shift with, you're coming into awareness of some changes that are going to be coming into your life. And so it's that shift, and your heart knows that the changes need to happen. Venus retrograde in Gemini, you know that it's time now. Like, it's kind of difficult because you're so bound to being loyal and to sticking it out with some things. But I feel like there's it's impossible for you to continue in your loyalties right now because they're really stifling you. Like, what you've committed to has become a prison, and so now you're looking outside of that prison. You're seeing other possibilities. Scorpios, you guys get too serious about stuff, right? Just like I do. I mean, I have 4 placements in Scorpio, so I get very serious about stuff, and that sometimes becomes a prison in and of itself. And so over the next 5 days, you see outside of that prison walls that you've constructed in your responsibilities. Okay, Scorpio. That was really intense. When it rolled off the table, it was Sag, I did, yes. Aquarius. Can you guys remind me which signs I haven't done yet? How's that going? Are you guys enjoying this? Cancer. Virgo. Aries I haven't done. And Aries has been getting a lot of messages. I did this post on Instagram where everybody left messages for whomever, and Aries got a lot of messages, so you guys can go check that out on IG. Let's see what's going on. I just bountiful, like bold, moving forward energy. For you, this all has to do with karmic stuff because it's your IC and the North Node. in some way you're getting back closer to who you are, to the authentic you. All your readings are like authenticity, authenticity, like step into your authenticity, Aries. You're like 100% authentic. All your energy is focused on that right now. So just double down on that authenticity. The main thing is, don't doubt that that's you. That's what it's all about. So whatever it is that you're seeing about yourself, that's your signature. That's who you are. That's your emblem. And so you're supposed to take that as a life lesson and not just wait for something negative. Like, look at the positive things that are happening around you that are affirming of who you are, you know, because it's very, very clear. And that's a good thing. That's a time to celebrate. Don't doubt it. It's like when people are saying good things to you, it's because you deserve it right now. You deserve all these confirmations, you know. And as Mars enters into Aries, there's going to be a long period of time in which Mars is in Aries, and so you guys are going to have this like real push forward. Mars is the ruler of Aries, and so you're going to have this very intense push forward, and you should not be, it's like you're running top speed. Who runs looking at their feet? You know, you're going to fall on your face if you do that. So this is going straight ahead and looking straight ahead, knowing, like, without looking at yourself in the mirror, you know you look great. You know you're the bee's knees. Okay, so here we go. We have the breakthrough moment. Yeah, you're going really, really fast right now. Really, really fast. Things are happening for you. We have the master of disaster. Let's do it. And then we have the receptivity, the Queen of Cups. Someone's around you who's sort of nurturing this about you. Somebody is you know, molding and helping you grow, protecting you, allowing, like, an Aries does really well when they have a good, like, spotter, like a good friend or a good, you know, somebody who has their back, and someone who will both protect them and then also tell them if they're off on a tangent, which they won't be right now, but you have this sort of arrangement around you. So you're supposed to go with whatever you're doing really fast over the next 5 days, and there's a person around you, a female or a male, who's very nurturing to you and protective of that energy. They're there to, as a supportive role to what you're doing. They're very powerful in and of themselves. They're not a jealous person. They can celebrate in your happiness and your strength without getting uncomfortable. So that's a perfect kind of friend, someone who celebrates your successes and all that. Then we have the Eight of Swords. Okay, there's a little bit of like, it's like you're being given the opportunity. There's a little bit of a question of what to do with it. I think you might find out that someone likes you. You might find out that someone's interested in you, and you sort of don't know what to do about that. It could be an ideal person for you, someone who you would like a lot, Aries, and so you're sort of I think that maybe there's a little bit of like they actually have very strong feelings for you, and you sort of are lost for words in terms of what to do about it. And then we have the Four of Swords. I think it's time, if this is happening in your life where there's this interest in you, Aries, and somebody has an interest in you and so forth, and you don't know what, lay back right now. That doesn't mean that the interest will go away, but I think that at this time, in terms of romance and love, I think that you should cultivate and wait and see, like a cheetah in the grass. Like you want to see a leopard in the grass. There will be an opportunity for you to show them how you feel or how you love. And I do feel like this person who's nurturing you and watching out for you may also be a person who is another love interest, or the love interest that is going to become something big. Okay, so maybe there's two people in this situation. Maybe there's like a quick romantic, you know, just like a crush, but then there could be someone who's more profound and who's actually put in a lot of energy in your direction, and you might be coming in to realize just how important they are to you, or how, yeah, you might be coming to realize how important they are to you, or you know, your feelings for them will grow, or maybe their feelings for you will grow as well. I feel, yeah, I don't feel like they're doing it I don't feel like they're there for you because they love you. They do love you in like a worldly sense, but they're doing the things for you because they're in perfect alignment with you. Like, they're not, I wouldn't say quite a twin flame, although for some of you maybe they could be any sign, but it's very much at this place in time, they are meant to help you. They are meant to be your ally, okay? And they're very much a great ally, okay? Okay, do we have who do we have left? One. Thanks, Maruda. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we have so many left, okay? I felt like I've done a long reading already. Scorpio, I've done. Libra, I've done. No? Okay, Libra, I think I missed you along the way, but we'll do it right now. Hey, Libra. So you were going really top speed. Now let's take a look at your chart. And I could have sworn I did your reading already, but that's okay. Okay, so let's see. Hi, Libras. So your big shift, no, I haven't done, now I see the chart, I haven't talked about it here. So for you, this is the 9th and the 10th house. It's called the MC, the outward manifestation of your life, where you're going, and everything that's happening for you now is like a very high vibration. And I feel like all of the things that have been leading up until now, the increase in energy, the increase in opportunities, and just money, the increase in just the ease of things, things coming your way, they're going to hit a pinnacle point at this time. So I think that you might renegotiate some things with your career. You might get a second chance at something, or you may begin to seek out something that you missed out on in terms of your career, and now you're going to go for it again. But then more importantly, I feel like there's going to be a moment over the next 5 days in which you are going to have some kind of opportunity to break through like the narrative of what's happening in your life and just go beyond that. You're breaking that portal. You're kind of like, you know, when Kramer on Seinfeld opens the door and kind of falls into the room and says, "Hey guys," and he's kind of disoriented. I almost see you as like pushing in and then finding yourself in some kind of space and being like, whoa, or like when people, you know, break through the paper and they're like, I'm here on the other side. That's kind of your energy at this time. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. So we have the 3 of Wands, Libra, and we have the World, and we have the Last Judgment. Okay, so yeah, like I said, look, and a big decision is coming your way. So I feel like consequences for everything that you've been doing up until now, expansion in the world, that's the 9th house, the Sun and Venus is there. And I think that you're coming up on a big decision about all of that, about which way to go, about how to go about things. Let's get a clarifier with some love, like what's going on in terms of love. We have the 9 of, you've been waiting on someone for a while. Long. Okay, so there's a little bit of a wait time going on there. I have a feeling that there's a sense of irritation, like they haven't come along fast enough, and I feel like maybe you've been even doubting whether or not that's going to work out. I think because, you know, your energy is very shifted in one direction, which is sort of money, success, money coming in, getting your finances straight, that kind of stuff. And so maybe the personal side of things has sort of dwindled or been a little bit more subdued. But that doesn't mean it's not happening. It's just on pause. And 2 of Wands, 2 cards just flew out. I think that you're going to very quickly start put some action behind things, and part of your decision is going to be towards bringing more people into your life. So, you know, there comes a place and a time when we have to stop kind of going after material things and start building up like social relationships. And I feel like you've been at that extreme of financial success for a minute, and now I think that it's already starting to feel a little empty, and you're not gonna stand for that. So it's gonna overcome you soon. You're gonna be unable to withhold yourself from other people. There's a real desire to reconnect with others and bring love into your life. So you'll take an active role in that, seeking out love or finding love or reconnecting with love, all those things. That's that Leo card. Where is that? This one. So you're gonna just go after it. You know, essentially you're gonna say, enough is enough. I have to bring more balance into my life. Okay, that's good. Balance is good. You're the queen of balance. We have Gemini. We've done Gemini, right? Let's see. Gemini I've done for sure. I've done Gemini, no? Okay, maybe I've rolled it before, but Gemini. Hi, Gemini. Happy birthday if it's your birthday. No, I haven't done Gemini. You know, I'm getting confused because I did the Instagram post before by rolling the dice. Okay, so let's do Gemini now. Gemini. Gemini's energy is good. It's rebound energy. Rebound. And then we have the North Node with the Sun. This is going to be an eclipse right on the cusp of your second house. Get in the money game right now. Like, this is it. Invest in something good. Go forward with something. I know Venus is retrograde in Gemini, so your perception of things may be clouded. You might be very excited about something that is skewed in some way, or you know, you might want to go slow with those types of decisions. But the eclipse happens right on the cusp of your second house, Gemini. So I don't know, good things for money. I feel like, more so importantly, I feel like you should be getting downloads or information about which way is the right way for you to go in life, insight about your life, insight about what kind of circumstances are not for you, what kind of things are good for you, should be very clear for you right now. So things that make sense should be bountiful around you, and you should pursue them, Gemini. Okay, so now let's see your cards. We have the Six of Wands, victory, and then we have the Knight of Wands, success, and then we have going with the flow, Eight of Cups. This to me looks like love. I said something about rebound. Burst in love, a romance. This is starting to sound like my old place, hey? So I hope everybody's okay. But yeah, Ace of Cups, new beginning, new romance, new things available. Somebody's bringing new information for you to come in. Now, this isn't the romance part of the reading, but it just came out that way. Somebody's coming towards you with new feelings. They're like, oh, I have new feelings that I want to share with you, Gemini. I want to tell you this and that. So, and that for you is a victorious thing. That's what you've been waiting for. And I think that you'll celebrate in that. Okay, so here is the next message. We have the Four of Swords. So yeah, you've been resting, you've been patient, you've been waiting for the right things to come in, and I think that they're coming in for you now. We have the Seven of Swords. You're playing hard to get with someone, or maybe you're playing more than one person. You're socializing romantically with more than one person, if it's just talking or maybe on like a dating app or something. But I feel like that's right away I'm saying no, don't play games with this energy, even if it's sort of, how do you say, casual at this point. I feel like you could really shoot yourself in the foot if you are being too casual or with too many people. Just because it's casual doesn't mean it's not valuable. And so it could turn, there is something around you that has potential, and so you don't want to distract that with a bunch of nonsense. Five of Swords, there's definitely, I feel as though you by playing games and by being flirtatious, or by not taking something too seriously. You stand the risk of offending someone who has very genuine feelings towards you. And so that can miscommunicate something and send things off in the wrong direction. So it's very important for you to, I'm an Aquarian moon, and one thing that was a huge thing for me to learn was about cracking jokes, because to me things are funny all the time, even in the darkest moments. And I've learned that sometimes, the sarcasm doesn't go over that well, or, the sense of irony doesn't translate at certain times. And so I feel like what you think is trivial and fun and easygoing, the other person may not understand it that way, because their feelings are involved, and people are very sensitive around their feelings. So tiptoe around them, because they're fresh and they're new feelings. And you might be disappointed if you're too careless with someone's feelings, and then this will be a really hard thing to fix later on, okay? So tiptoe, have fun, walk into your success, but don't take it too lightheartedly. Even though it's a lighthearted event, it's a lighthearted encounter, okay? All right. So here is the next message. Pisces, sorry. Did I do Pisces already, Maruda? Oh, okay. See, I thought I did. Okay, thank you for telling me. I'm completely... Pisces is next. Hi, Pisces. It's a bit of a gong show. Mercury is retrograde tomorrow, guys. Pisces, all right. Pisces is like my favorite to read. So here we go. I hope it doesn't get too wackadoodle-doo. Okay, so here we go. Pisces, yay. Hi, Pisces. So your next 5 days really circle around the 4th house of home and 5th house of children and fun and desire and those kinds of things. I have a feeling that there's something that you really would like to... I'm getting this image of you inside your house, and that's been fun and all, but I feel like you have a desire to get out of the house. That's the message. Get out of the house, that you want to go do your own thing. And there's a sense of avoiding the people that you care about, because you want to do it alone. And that doesn't mean that you don't love them or that you don't want to be around them, but there's something within you that really wants, and you should do that. But there's this kind of guilt around the fact that you want to go off on your own. There's a hummingbird to say hello for you. So go off on your own, go do your own thing. And I sense guilt. I sense guilt about wanting to go do your own thing, about, just breaking away from like the tight-knit pack that you have been living in. And I see an eagle. So you get a hummingbird and an eagle, Pisces. No one else got that combo. So I feel like the birds are saying, go Pisces, go do you. Don't be so emotionally bound. Okay. There's a lot of guilt going around in the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. What I have to do for others, that kind of thing. Okay. So we have success, victory. A time period has been done. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, whatever you go and do, it's really contingent. Whatever you go and do, Pisces, it's going to be leading you into the next things you do in your life. And we have the 7 of Swords. You feel like there's something that you feel you must do, and then you're hung up on the fact that you have emotional attachments to people around you, and you don't want to let them down. I really hesitate to feel like that's how they will feel. I feel like mostly that's you feeling like you'll let them down. I don't feel like they will feel that way about you just going to do you for a couple days. Four of Pentacles, you feel like you're being a stooge. You don't want to push things to the direction where people are shutting down. I think that you feel very happy that everybody is nice and open. I feel maybe that's what you're afraid to risk, like over the next few days, that the people around you, the people you love, your partner, they're feeling so open, and they're feeling like you finally got them open to the level that, emotionally open to the level that you really want them at. And like, you don't want to go away and risk the chance that they will close down again. It's this fear of FOMO. Okay, so then we have the Ace of Pentacles. It's saying, but you need to branch out. You need to go do your own thing. You're not betraying anyone. You're going to find something new. And I feel like you're going to still kind of figure out how to say that to people that you love, how to communicate it. Like, it's not natural for you to say, I want my space and time, but I think that that's what you need to do in this situation. Okay? All right. So Capricorn and Taurus. Let's see next. So Taurus and Capricorn. Taurus and Capricorn. I know I've rolled both. It was my mistake. I'm sorry. And thanks to Maruda for keeping me in check. Taurus and Capricorn. Taurus and Capricorn. It's nothing. We're gonna... half the video is gonna be... It's Mercury retrograde in Cancer. That's how Cancer is. If Cancer doesn't decide, it's not happening. Okay. So Taurus and Capricorn. Come on, Taurus. They're mad at me because I already rolled them. Taurus. Thank you, Taurus. Okay, good. Taurus went first in Instagram. So Taurus. Let's see what I have to say for you. Taurus. Okay. So Taurus here, a lot's going on for you financially. That's translating to things that you need to initiate over the next 5 days. Again, this is you pushing forward with what you're doing. It's actually very transactional for you right now. It's not very metaphysical. It's just essentially like what you need to do. You need to do what you need to do. No questions asked. You got to get on the ball, get it rolling. Time's running out. If you don't do it, then you're not going to have as good of a clear path to do it later. So you should definitely move along to the things that you need to do and not question them. It's a very straightforward answer. Very, very kind of like feet on the ground, you know. But good energy too. Taurus. And the downloads for Taurus is like smiling, comfortable, feeling good. There's definitely an energy of like not feeling lonely. I feel like there's people around you that are good and that are worthwhile. Let's see the next message. We have the Page of Cups, new emotions, the Tower. Didn't you guys get the Tower a couple days ago? And we have the Mind. A new relationship may not work out quite how you thought, Taurus. But I do feel like it's not what you expected, but that doesn't mean it's not going to work out all in all. I feel like maybe you've been sugarcoating some things, and now you're going to get an opportunity to really figure out what things are about. And when you figure out what they are about, then you'll know the right trajectory for yourself, the direction to go. Okay, so let's see the next message. We have the Five of Swords. Taurus, it looks as though you've been trying to, and the Hermit and the Ten of Swords. You're getting some it really seems as though for some of you guys, I'm going to tell you straight up because it's an intense energy. Mercury retrograde is in your third house. It could be a sibling who you wanted to go a certain way with, but it is not working the way that you wanted it. You're taking a look at a lie or some kind of deception. And it's very important for you to not back off of recognizing that, because the high vibration where you're at cannot allow for low vibration energy to seep in and slow you down. Look how it's slowing you down right now. It is kind of infiltrating your mind, distracting all the things that you need to do while you're focusing on relationships. And I'm getting like lies. I'm getting the idea that you're recognizing lies in something, and that's making it for you. You need to realize that there's a higher vibration for you in a different direction. And as unfortunate as it is, you are seeing that there's deception in someone's behavior or situation, and it's time for you to recognize it for what it is. You need to draw the curtain on that. It's really your decision. Ultimately, it's a karmic decision, but it's saying that something is polluting your mind quite a lot, somebody's way of doing things. Here's a download for you. The people who stand in your way will very rarely recognize that they're standing in your way. So you won't be even able to convince them, because they don't know they're doing it themselves. Okay? So Capricorn, last but not least. Hey, Capricorn. So there we go. So it's been all about you. Okay, I got this to an hour. Yay! Okay, Capricorn, hi guys. So let's take a look at your, so for you, this, relationships coming in, Capricorn. Remember, our last conversation was about the fact that you wanted to branch out also, that you've been very focused on material success, progress, things that have been happening for you very quickly. And I feel like in some way, now's the time for you to search out love and search out partnerships and human connections. Okay, so let's see your cards. We have the Queen of Cups. I'll take the chart down. There's a real desire to open your heart, and I believe you're the Queen of Cups right now. Very opening of the heart. No man is an island. You keep on realizing, like, no matter how much success you've achieved, you can't have success alone. Like, you feel the need to do something about it, and you know that that's what you want. That you can't just have money and success, with no one to share it with. And I think that you realize that that's a priority for you now. And you're drawing in appropriate people. Queen of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, secondary transits in fire. And then we have no thingness. This is the Hierophant card, or Taurus. Okay. I feel like you're very much drawing something in. There's definitely a change. There's around you possibly two women who have difference of opinion. And that can be things that are influencing you. So it could be like one grandmother's truth versus your mother's truth. Or maybe this is your opinion versus a friend's opinion. But I think that there are two women that are different away from you. You're not one of these people. So I feel as though there's competing ideologies that are happening out for you. And over the next 5 days, you're figuring out which one of these is actually more right for you. And this may have been something that you have been trying to figure out for some time. So figuring out, like, what is important in life. It's one of those questions, and you've been taught two different things that you should be very conscientious of or aware of. And I think that you're learning some lessons about which is more important for you, what kind of lifestyle, what kind of life choices, what kind of people, what are your values. Let's take a look at your love message. We have the 9 of Wands. Somebody offers you a lot of love in the past, but they always kept you out. Someone offered you a taste of love, like the potential of love is there, which keeps you around, but they always keep you sort of away from it. I think it's a power move. I think that this person does this habitually in order to protect their own opinions not opinions, their emotions at the cost of people around them. Here is the Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Again, I feel like there's someone who is, it's kind of withholding love in a situation. I feel like there's someone who is really ready to love and someone is withholding love. And I think that that could be to control and to have power in a situation. And the Four of Pentacles. You need to heal that right now. And I feel like over the next 5 days, that becomes like a real priority. So I think you're becoming aware of the fact that in this dynamic, there's something unhealthy for you. It's something that you don't want in your life, and you're going to address it now. Okay? So thanks, guys, for... I got them all right. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to get on to doing the members only videos as well as the Leo and Capricorn video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember, the next 5 days are wild, so follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'll be sending out little messages on what to do and what to pay attention to. Have a nice day, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.